Hi, we're going to give a quick tour of the hive now. It's a pretty decent day for bees, not too much wind. We've got some sun out, it's hot, so hopefully the bees are going to be working and we're not going to disturb them too much. If I'm going to touch the hive or manipulate it, of course I'm going to wear my veil and my suit and my gloves so that way I don't get stung. So now down here what I've done is I've set my hive up. It's kind of muddy down here, so I put it up on 2 cement blocks to keep it up off the ground. A lot of folks just do 1 block. I'm a little concerned about water, so I put 2 down here. And then on top of that I've got the hive. I have it facing south, so it gets, that's the best direction I'm told. And it gets some morning sun on this side. It also gets afternoon sun on the other side. Some folks say direct sun all day is good. Here, in the summertime, it gets really baking hot. It'll be over 100 degrees in the sun in the middle of the day. So I was a little more comfortable putting it here in what I think is a shady place. I tried to keep it away from a couple of trees, so that way I'm able to work on the hive. Because when you work on the hive, you want to be standing to the back of it or to the sides of it, because the bees will be coming and going from the front, and if they're crashing into your belly or your backside, you might have a problem. On this particular hive, what I have is I've got a bottom board, then I've got the entrance reducer, the part that's not painted white, and then I've got what's called a deep box, which is about 9 inches deep, and it's 10 frames wide. Some folks are working with 8 frames. I went with 10 because it's a standard size, and I thought that if I had to mix and match and swap equipment with folks, having a 10 frame setup would work. And on top of that, I've got another 10 frame box, which is a full 9 inches deep. There is also a box called a shallow, which is about 7 inches deep, and those some folks like better because they fill up quicker, and if it's full of honey, it's easier to move because it's lighter, and also it doesn't take as long to start stacking 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. And then on this particular hive, I've got a queen separator at this layer right here, so it's keeping the queen down. And then on top, that 3rd box, that's just an empty box, and the only thing in there is a feeder. It's a plastic pail, which is full of sugar water, which I'm hoping the bees are climbing up and drinking out of, and then taking the sugar back down in the bottom. And then I've got an inner cover inside here, and then a top cover, and a brick on top. Now, the thing that we're going to work on now is we're going to change and refill my feeder. This little glass jar is called an entrance feeder, and it sits in the white plastic bracket, and the bees from inside are able to walk out, drink out of the bottom of it, and go inside. It's a pretty cool thing. If I was going to open the hive, I would of course have lit my smoker. I'd be wearing my veil and my gloves, and then I would have my hive tool and my brush handy. So what we're going to be doing now is swapping out the feeder, and in here I have a mixture of 50% sugar, 50% water. I was told to use warm water, it seems to mix better. And then on the cap, all it is just a regular cap. It has a few holes poked in it, so that way when it gets tipped upside down, at first a couple of drips come out, but then no more comes out, and when the bee goes underneath and they drink out of it, one drop at a time will come out. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to swap that out. Okay, so we're going to swap out the entrance feeder on my hive. So I'm not going to touch the hive, I'm not going to shake it or knock on the side or anything else, because that'll just alarm the bees, and once they start coming out to check out what's going on, then it interrupts their daily work. So I'm going to leave my jar right here on my little stool, and then I'm going to have my brush handy. I'm going to remove my feeder. And I had a couple of bees on the feeder. So I don't have any bees on the bottom right now. I leave my feeder right there so I'm not squishing anybody, but I made sure there wasn't any bee in it. I didn't want to get my queen. So I'm going to take off the cap off the existing one. This is a real nice one. It's got a lot of holes, just the right size. It came from a beehive supply place where they poked it and measured it. You can make your own just using a jar with a nail or a drill bit. I've got my jar ready to go. It's full all the way up, so this way I'll be able to remember and see how I'm doing with it. Now I'm going to try to just pull this out gently, snap it in. Make sure I got it level and tight, and hopefully the bees will be able to work on it. And you can see as it settles out and it drops down, it should be ready to go. The bees are coming out now to check it out. They're a little bit agitated, so they know something happened when I opened it up. Because inside the hive, it's about 90% humidity and 95 degrees in there, and it's dark. So they're communicating by smell inside. So when you open up that entrance a little bit more, a lot of light goes in there. They know there's something wrong, and then they start to alert each other throughout the hive. So hopefully in a moment they'll just be settling down and starting to drink out of that. Hopefully I got the cap on tight so it all doesn't leak out. We'll see how it goes. And that's what we're going to do today. We're not going to go into the hive too often, only about once a week, just to let it go and see how it's doing. And we'll come back in a couple days and see what's new.